Well, I'm excited to join y'all. It's going to be a lot of fun. It seems to me that one of the major questions that our world is encountering right now, particularly our younger generation, our younger people, is what is a human person and what is a human person for? What are our emotions for? What are our bodies for? What are our relationships for? What is the relationship between body and soul? What is a soul? What is mental health? How do we get there? So I always tell students you can't have mental health until you have spiritual health. We will look at when the psalm says, "Why are you downcast, O my soul? Hope in God." Lloyd Jones says this is actually a fairly advanced piece of psychology that's happening here, where the self is zooming out from himself and talking to himself, because it's no longer the self getting thrown around by his emotions, but Lloyd Jones says he is learning how to take himself in hand and talk to himself and not let himself talk to him. That's cognitive behavioral therapy, but not just the self talking to the self, but saying, hey, there's something greater which I can hope in. And then he's talking to himself, saying, hope in God, for I shall again praise him. The Bible never, ever, not once, shows a person who is isolated from the body of faith or the covenantal community and is a healthy space spiritually. Not once. Well, I think it's Psalm 42 where he says, I remember when it wasn't this way. I used to lead the people in procession. And he says, we used to go up to the Temple Mount and it was great. And so it shows us there that the norm is in fellowship with other people. The norm of the Christian life, which is the Sabbath day, going to the temple to worship God with his people. The drive is, these are songs which exhort and encourage and admonish the people together to be in communion and fellowship with each other and therefore with God. I always tell students, if you have 1 free hour a week, 2 things are happening. 1, your margins are too thin. And second, you need to go to church. The church is the place where the people of God exist and are nourished. If the Psalms are true, it is the people of God in organized, stated worship. And that's where intergenerational stuff happens, and plurality of the body, families and singles and couples and widowed, and everybody comes together. The church is that. And there's a huge opportunity for Christians who are conversant in these questions to share the gospel in the realm of mental health, because everybody knows people who are depressed. The Psalms are just rich ore to be mined in how to have those conversations. And in YXL's themes of how do we disciple students, Christians, into leading their peers in these conversations, it's going to be a lot of fun.